Hey YouTube, Jedi Fuka here. Got another Dragonheir video for you. In this little series, we're kind of going through all my dungeons and showing you what my stage 9 runs are looking like. I know I've done Grave of Venom a lot, so I understand if you guys skip this video, but this is going to be my stage 9 for Grave of Venom. It's very similar strategy to, it's the same strategy I've been using the whole time. The only thing I've changed up in my team is we've got a full affinity synergy going now. That way, whenever we get the Psych Core built up, we should start beating this in faster time, and then we can start maybe replacing one of the supports with an attack and getting our times down and stuff like that as we get towards the end of the season. But for now, this is where we're at. The main thing with this team, and I feel like no matter what team you're using, you really need Garius here for this. As we get a little further into the season and you get better gear, you can replace him. Last season, I did use the free tank Horus in this spot. The difference is in this season we got these 4 harpy balls. I haven't tried someone like Horus again to see if they can tank it very well yet, so we'd have to get into that to try it. But we're going to go over everyone's gear and then get into the run. So for him, it's mostly pushing up defense. I haven't even revamped him since I got all my new gear, so I could definitely revamp him. My other dungeons, he's pushing like 36k or 3,600 defense on there. We got Voresh here. He's doing our Witch's Remain, so he's getting that decreased defense on everyone. That really helps in this dungeon, especially with Voresh being full board multi-hit because we got the 4 orbs going on. I am using Sagamir for my decrease attack. This is the same setup that I use in my Grave of Curse video. You don't need his skill haste to be super low on this one, and you don't need the incense burner. I just like it. It does help it keep things a little consistent. Definitely a good champion to be using there. I have my Oster here. We're only at 72% crit rate in this build. I probably need to revamp that now, get him up a little bit more. Some of these dungeons I've just been doing auto 9, so I haven't gone back to revamp the gear sets that I have on my preset. I need to just get a little lazy when I'm running full auto 9. It's not as big of a deal. And then Jillian here, main thing with her is pushing up some alignment. And same thing with her. I haven't gone back to really replace her gear like I should have. That's alright. I do not have actually an alignment on here. We'll replace that one. There we go. But I need to go through and revamp all my gear. However, this is working for me, so we're going to keep it. For this dungeon, for me, I'm not using any particular skill setup. I just kind of have everyone running at their own time right now. Now, if you're trying to optimize this run, ideally what you would want is if you have your increased defense, you want it up before the boss's AoE hit to protect your nukers. Same thing with your decrease attack. So keep that in mind if you're trying to do that and you're trying to time things out a little bit better. For Garius, he does work best if he comes after like a big hit. Like I said though, for this run, my guys are doing just fine, so I'm not going to mess with the skill timings. For this boss, for those of you who are trying to get timings, we are on an 18-second cycle, so keep that in mind. And then 2 ways of looking at it. If your tank is dying, you want everything to go off before this big hit right here, probably, where a single targets a tank. If your tank's not dying, then probably something along the lines of his AoE where he's hitting everyone. Now, before Sagamir, I did have Furbath in there. Furbath worked great in that role because his decreased attack hits on AoE. My issue with Sagamir is that while the front orb right here is alive, he focuses in on these 2 orbs. The problem with that is my attackers being on the other side is they're not taking that orb out very fast. So if I move my attackers, it might help my run go a little bit more smooth. But I am 100%ing this, so it's not a big deal for me. And just keep that in mind for you guys who are trying to get optimal setups for your formation there. And generally, once you get 2 of the orbs down, your run is pretty safe for the rest of it, because we're not going to be taking near as much damage. Once you get all 4 orbs down, then you definitely got the run as long as your team is alive. And keep in mind, I didn't show it on this one, but I showed it on all my videos. Food definitely helps. For something like this, I didn't use any food, but for something like this, I would recommend increased attack food just to speed up your runs if you're going for a little bit faster run. If not, if you're having a hard time staying alive, as always, go for that increased defense. Increased defense tends to keep teams alive a lot better than increased HP in my experience, so I'd highly recommend that over the increased HP. If your attackers are having a hard time staying alive, try boosting defense on them, and that might help you out a little bit. Alright guys, so that's the run. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy to it. It's pretty much the same as I've been showing off on my other teams. The helmet there, it's alright. But that's it for this video. I hope this helps some of you out. And that's really about it. Y'all have a good one.